Good evening. I'm James Fletcher. It's 6 p.m. and I'm ready to give you the latest news about Colombia. Welcome to ICN. Yesterday, same-sex marriage was legalized all over Colombia, and that makes Colombia the fourth country in Latin America to do that. People got on the streets to celebrate it. But even though some areas in the society goes forward, there are still many places that suffers under consequences of the long-armed conflict in Colombia and the effects after it. The conflict in Colombia has displaced more than 6.8 million civilians. We got a correspondent on the street to get a broader view of the situation.
We're standing here in Bogota, where many families end up because they are threatened away from the guerrilla groups. We see a lot of families here in the place that end up here because of fear. The government are strict about where you can build your homemade houses, and it happens that they burn families' houses down, so they have to start over and over again. I'm going to meet a woman in this situation and her children. So how did you end up in this situation?
We moved from a place because we were forced to it. It ended bad for us, our neighbors, so we had to leave.
So where are the dad for your children?
He left after they burned our house. He had better opportunities outside the country. We hope he come back someday with help.
Are your kids in school?
No, they work every day, so we can get food on the table. I want to send them to school, but it's just not easy.
Thanks, Lisa. Now, something more political. The previous president, Alvaro Uribe, have made a system for his soldiers. It has caused serious problems in relation to the refugee crisis in Colombia. We received a video during the conflict where a soldier kills a civilian for money. The previous president of Colombia made a system that soldiers in the Colombian army would receive a reward for every guerrilla they kill. That led to a situation where the army took innocent civilians and clothed them in guerrilla uniforms before they killed them, only for 200,000 pesos.
One day, my son, James Steven, disappeared. 8 months later, I found him dead and broken. The authorities told me that he was a guerrilla soldier, but I know he wasn't. He was just a normal boy, and a soldier killed him for money.
So the president of Colombia is just over here, and I'm trying to get an interview with him about the situation in Colombia. El President? El Presidento?
No.
I just want to talk to you.
No.
Well, the president didn't have anything to say about the situation. So back to you, Jim.
Thousands of political prisoners are in jail in Colombia because they have used their freedom to speech against the Colombian government.
About 800 political prisoners are in La Modelo prison in Bogota. The prison is controlled more by the prisoners than the guards.
I was arrested in 2013. They said that I was accused of being a rebel. And my political activities have been an enemy for some people from the Colombian government. And I did just use my freedom to speech, and I haven't any chance of getting out from here.
Hello, my name is Jim Fletcher. I'm in Colombia right now, near the Amazon forest. I heard that this is one of the places where the FARC is producing their drugs. I work for ENC, and I'm trying to figure out if this is the truth. Come on with me. Look over there. They are there. I'm going closer. Wait.
哎， 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 哎，
that was close. I can now conclude that something very bad is going on in this country, and drug dealing is a very big problem in Colombia. I think I escaped.
We have a reporter in the Colombian capital, Medellin, who have been able to speak to one of the Colombian children who is forced at child labor because of the poverty in his family.
A huge amount of Colombian children start child labor because of the extreme poverty in some areas of Colombia, and some of the children even need to drop out of school to make it possible for them. The two most common reasons for the children doing child labor is earning money for their education or to help their parents getting food on the table.
So I'm now going to talk with a Colombian boy named Diego. Hello Diego, can you tell me something about yourself?
Yes, my name is Diego Gonzalez. I'm 12 years old and I live outside Medellin in a small town called San Fernando, where I'm ordinarily mining gold and going to school when my family can afford it.
So your job is to work at the gold mines every day, and do you think you are getting paid enough?
I'm getting enough money to get food on the table every day, but it's not enough money for me to put some money aside for my education. My dad isn't with us anymore, and my mom can't work after she got my little sister, Maria.
So how much are you working, and what is your working time?
I work 10 hours a day, almost every day. I really miss playing with my friends, but I need a good education so I can travel to America and...
Tarenko! Get your ass back to work! That gold I'm mining itself!
We got in contact with an expert from UN Human Rights Sections about the Sustainable Development Goals.
So I'm sitting here with Dorit Johansen from UN. And compared to the UN 2015 goals, how do you think Colombia does it with the human rights?
In Colombia, it will take some time to reach the goal, and there are still many breaks at the human rights, and we are trying as hard as we can to help.
Yeah. So how are you trying to help?
We put a lot of money into this to help exposed with the future. For example, are we organizing some new schools that makes it easier to afford the cost of schools. And in generally we want to make the insecure areas a more safer places.
Yeah, so is it going forward in any way?
I think especially after the peace agreement that the future looks brighter, but there is still kind of some tensions in the society in Colombia. Yeah.
Thank you. That was all for what the
He is kidnapped and nobody knows where he is. We look forward to get to know something, and we now predict that it will be a case of a ransom to get him back. We can conclude that Colombia remains an insecure country. Whether it will be changed will be interesting. And that was all for now.